give up the fight. Gotta stand up for your rights. Don't give up the fight. How you doing? Hey, how you doing? Hashman. Whew. It's a little bit chilly in Winnipeg. You know, doing my sweet, sweet thing here. Hope y'all are doing yours. Is this hot? No. Place wax and copious amounts of hash here then. Copious amounts here. And how you doing? How you doing? Give it a little scrape. We don't even use this anyway. We use plates. We are very civilized Hashmen. And I'm a very civilized Hashman. Oh, this stuff just has some fabulous, wonderful, but we'll go into this one first. How you doing? Got that purple haze. A lot of my purple haze is missing. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm missing like 3 ounces minimum of my purple haze. You know, like my shit just doesn't walk off. I didn't use it. I didn't eat it yet. I specifically stored it. 3 ounces. 100 grams, 90 grams, purple haze. Where the fuck is it? So I'm gonna go through all my bags and see what the fuck is going on. But I packed it up on a live stream 2 months ago or less, 5 weeks ago. And I wrote down the keyword that I need to go back and check it out, but fuck, that bag better be in this house. That bag best be in the house. People will be going to jail. Don't understand. You think this is a game? I work my ass off, you steal from me? Not gonna happen. Purple haze, eh? If it comes down to that and I find out, man, I'm gonna lose my shit. Purple fucking haze. I always said that elites steal from others. They don't go out and get their own. And I don't think an elite is a good thing. Elites are scum. They've stolen. That's how they are rich. That's how they stay rich, is because they steal. Police organization. Buddy told me this. Buddy that, you know, him and his chick are not together anymore. You wouldn't even believe the shit I know about them, but dude told me one day, he's like, you know, cops, they'll go right into your house when you're not in your house. They watch you. They know when you're not there. I'm like, holy fuck, buddy. I'm like, I know this, but like, you're telling me because they're doing it to me or what? But this is a while ago. But, you know, I've never forgot what people said and the things they put out. So I had other people watching this whole time. And what we uncovered is going to land so many people in jail for a very long time. And I'm gonna be fucking rich. Because this is deep, you know? This is deep. See, evil doesn't know when to quit either. That's something that's serious. You know, good people, you know, they might, you know, do something one time. A good person, you know, do something one time that didn't hurt anybody, but maybe was, you know, kind of shady. But they'll be like, I'm never doing that again. You know, whatever it is, I'm not going to list anything. I'm never doing that again. But an evil person feels like they got away with it the first time, so they'll do it again. And before you know it, they got a box of trinkets or something like that, you know? Evil's biggest mistake was not knowing when to quit. Mom always taught me, quit while you're ahead. My Alma taught me that, my mom, my Ava. And that's a serious statement that evil doesn't understand, because greed influences evil, right? Every crop you grow and it gets nicer and stinkier and stickier. You think you can touch my shit? It's happened before. And let's just say those people can't steal anymore. Let's put it that way. But yeah, they're too scared. You know, they don't have it in them to steal anymore. And that's the important thing you need to remember, is that the only way to beat evil is to scare the fuck out of evil. See, because like I wrote in the last video, narcs, informants, rats, you know, anyone going after a cannabis grower, they're all scum. You know, bacon fuckers that are just sent out to, you know, get information from girls that may have dated you or dating you. Bacon, I gotta warn you, Bacon. You don't know who my CSIS friends are, and we're watching you, Bacon. And your little tiny little pea brain and your tiny little insignificant badge you hold, you fucking end up in a slammer so fast, Bacon. My buddies at the top met hundreds upon hundreds of, you know, they've trained. I won't get into specifics, but let's just say they've done training seminars for the most elite types of men that protect people in this fucking world right now. They're running training seminars, paid hundreds of thousands of dollars. You know not what you fucked with. And I have to tell you, they love hash a lot. They love hash too. Me. They love me. Hash. I'm hashy. They also love hashish. Yes, this is true. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. This is a quick one. I'm keeping these short and sweet. I want to make sure the evil has a very, very one-track mind. Gambling, cigarettes, alcohol, and pills, and pedos. You know, any underage sex you can get a hold of. That's what these evil does. I always ask a question. Who oversees the people that are supposed to protect you? And then one day that question was answered by a good friend of mine. And that friend is a very long-time friend who I met through a lady I dated, not even from Manitoba. Came here on a, you know, they went to a summer, how do you say this? They cottage country. They went to cottage country somewhere in Canada or the States or Europe, and met a friend of mine, and then they got in contact with me, and they're like, yo, dude, you know, you could come over, can you do some shit, or can we do a live video chat or something? This is decades ago. And I'm like, yeah, we can do that. And then I'm like, yeah, right. I call bullshit. And then I was like, he's like, do you want to see me put together a gun in the dark? I'm like, yes. So the gun was in one piece. He sat down, put it on the table, and put it all together, and it took it all apart in the dark, and turned the light on. It said, turn the light on, and I did. And the gun was all in pieces. And I took the light off, and he put it back together in the dark. And said, turn the light on, and I did. And after that, I was like, holy fuck, you know, whatever. Yes, I believe you. And, you know, target practice and things like that with these people was incredible. You know, like, they don't miss. What's another vague thing I can say that proves they have serious skill sets? Well, I won't say anything about intelligence, but let's just say this. They know more than every regular person that goes to work and maybe knows a cop or knows a judge. You know, fuck all compared to these people. You know that there are countries that are simply here to sabotage us. Simply here to sabotage us. In this country, country members will come in and sabotage us in various ways, on hijacking corporations, stealing intellectual property. You wouldn't believe what goes on behind the scenes every single day in this country that they protect us from. And it is real deal stuff. It's not
pussy shit like you think goes on. It's real deal. People risk their lives, and you can't tell people who they are. I actually say something, or sometimes I've said somebody, I'll say, oh, this person, my family member. That's not true, but I use that for years now, just to see if people do have any sway or pull that are bad. What happens is my buddy checks you. When you check my name, he sees you, and we check you. And you know how in banks, when you steal money from a bank, you get blue ink that you can't see on you until something's shined on you, or it'll explode and it'll shine blue ink on you after the fact. But there are actually hidden markers all over, many markers. And these are markers we use to catch you scum. So for decades, and now I'm changing it up again. As a pretty much a senior friend to someone who's been doing this so long, I am a trusted person and I am a good man. So you have to watch now, because now you're gonna try and lay blame or set someone up who has the highest connection in Canada for Secret Service. You won't fucking get near me for a half second with your lies. I may or may not have banged this person, they may be my best friend for life, so you can't tell me that because you saw something on a video, you know who I am. Pieces of shit. Doesn't hold up in a court of law. You go get a lawyer. First of all, if you knew a lawyer, you're too much of a loser. My friends are lawyers. I don't talk about this, but I still pay them. So I have it's the same would go if they needed my help for anything. I would say, you have to fucking pay me, rich fuck. You drive a Porsche. You have to pay me. But yeah, they give me the best rates in the world. They charge a fortune. But I want to know some people that are in chat. Is your husband a lawyer? Are you a lawyer? Are you a chick that's a lawyer? I doubt it. There's about 5 or 6 that watch the show. They're like, I'll take your cases anytime. Fuck, you're a boss. And the reason they'll take it is because I don't fuck around. If I have a lawsuit, I know I can win, right? But I'd rather somebody make money that knows me, right? This way, I either get a better rate, or when it comes time, maybe we go on a vacation together and they treat, right? Totally legal, by the way. People do this all the time. Take someone else on vacation is totally legal. But yeah, there's people that will, let's say I say to someone, if we win this case, you got to take me to Morocco. 6 weeks in Morocco. 6 fucking weeks. And, you figure it out. Is it worth it? You get a vacation out of this, and you don't really got to do much. Hashy's done all the work. You just got to go in and file the paperwork. Are you a loser? 6 weeks in Morocco you get. But you got to take me with you. We can separate. We can split up right there. But I need room and a plane ticket there and back. And that's kind of like that's my money. That's how I share. You got to share with me if I'm going to share if I'm going to give you a bone, you got to give me 2 bones, right? And the reason you got to give me 2 is because I'm giving you a bone. I'm coming to you giving you a bone. A bone for $15K, you got to give me 2 bones, right? But I'm 40 years old, and I grew up in Manitoba, watching premiers and politicians profit off of this province illegally for property. Scams. The Crocus Fund investment scam here in Manitoba was a huge cover-up conspiracy. All this stuff is going to come to light. All these people are really old now. They stole a fortune. Other people bought into land in an area that you will never get to set foot on now, right? And your deed or your land lease isn't even valid. You just won't dare try and step foot on it. Like, you should see the people I know and how powerful they are. Like, there are people that know the rich have stolen land from the people that live and run and care for the land now. You'll never get it back. It's ours. We live on it, right? You can have your shitty piece of paper that says you have some fake land agreement that you ripped off Manitobans for in the 90s. Fuck you. We live on it. You know, we live next to it. We live a mile from it. We'll build there. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Old 66-year-old man. There won't be, the entire world changed overnight. Last week, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Every single day, the world changed more. And you can say that the world changed for the good, or you can say the world changed for the bad, if you're evil. All the people right now that made a fortune are losing their jobs every day right now. They used to make a fortune, now they make nothing. 6 cars. Like, unfortunately, I know a couple people who are hard workers and actually owned a huge cannabis company in a state. I'm not going to talk specifically about this person. They watch the show religiously. And how you doing? But I'm not using your name or nothing. It's true facts, and I'm sure you'll respect this. That you lost everything. You know, you were rubbed out by the larger conglomerate that owns a bigger weed factory and had the bigger marketing and branding group, and was able to to reach more people in order to cut costs, right? The only way you can cut costs is if your voice or your product reaches 1 million people instead of 10,000, right? At 10,000 units, you can't give a great deal, right? You have to make a certain amount of money, right? 100K a year, 60K a year. They take their 30K in taxes. You barely make $1,000, in the bank at the end of the year, pay all your bills and pay your 6 cars you have and all this. Like, it's good that you had that stuff, but it's all gone now, right? You probably get to keep all your cars. You can't pay for them, but they can't come take them back from you either. All you gotta do is move them off your property, and they cannot get anything you have. No one is working for the repo people right now. People don't realize this. You can have, people, it's weird. The system collapsed, but they don't want you to know. And they're quietly trying to put the system back in place. We'll see if they can get this guy's cars. And I don't think they'll get this guy's cars. And I'm talking, this guy has rides. It's not no Hyundai, not no fucking Ford, not no fucking Honda. This guy has rides. And he lost them. Like, he showed me, he's like, I lost all these, I can't afford the payments to keep them, I put down payments on all of these, but they're so expensive. Nothing I can do. And he said that fucking his house is more expensive than he can afford, but they can't even come take that. There's nobody that'll fucking kick him out of his house for a bank right now in the States. It's fucking crazy what's going on. So their mortgages are somewhat being paid. Some banks aren't even getting paid, and then they're trying to see if they can evict you. And the law is not having anything to do with it in the States. This is happening right now. It's fucking crazy. So everything it's an echo. It's a ripple effect. We're 2 weeks out, eh? I've been around long enough. I'm 40 years old. Everything that's happening there hits us 2 weeks later, 10 days later. So it's really sad that we are so stupid here. Honest to fuck. Canadians are so stupid, mindless, that we don't realize this is a same country as America. It's just 10 times smaller. So everything that happens there happens 10 times faster because it's productivity. And honestly, business is so big. If you're not in business and you aren't fairly well off because of your businesses, or you can start up a business and instantly make money off $1,000 or $5,000, then you're stupid. So you wouldn't understand the complexity of what business is. Business is the only thing that's keeping it afloat right now. And business just collapsed. So economy isn't just business and just your fur coat and if you can go get a scarf from Winners. Business is your ability to buy food. your ability to turn on lights, your ability to get running water, your ability to have heat. Those are crucial things to live. So your ability to live is about to be hindered, and thank fuck it's not winter. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, the world is too small and very densely populated in hotter climates. For the areas where, like, Colorado is gonna be, if it floods, Colorado is so high up, it'll be one of the few places on Vail, whatever it's called, something Vail or something like that. These are where the richest people in the world are right now, always are. Vail, Colorado, and there's like 6 places in Colorado. It doesn't matter. Like Denver, I think Denver airport is underground, which is really stupid because when it floods, it's gonna fucking flood. So you have to be going into an airtight underground facility that's waterproof for life. Well, and obviously they have submarines too, I guess, and other shit. But still, like, that's fucked up. I want to live outside, right? But then again, you got to think, what if it's a nuclear bomb that goes off or there's a nuclear war? Einstein said, and I quote, "I do not know what weapons of mass destruction World War III will be fought with." Ah, wait. Oh, yes, exactly that. I do not know what weapons of mass destruction, and I do not know what weapons of mass destruction World War III will be fought with, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. And the majority of you, again, you're not going to really grasp that. That means back to literally Stone Age, okay? After the buttons are pushed to create the war, so they're saying that the world will end by the push of a button. I don't know who said that. I've said that before. I don't know who. There's no famous person to say that. It's just been said before. I don't know. Maybe it hasn't. I'm gonna tell you, George Jetson, the motherfucker that pushes the button in the future, will be the one to fuck over the world. Okay, so more missile attacks. More missile launches and missile tests just happened in North Korea than any other point in time since. It doesn't matter. There's only one other period where North Korea launched more fucking missiles. Okay? Now, and this is what's scary. They've come out and said that, and this is important. This is stuff that between economy, there's a war side to this. And wars do 2 things. They depopulate, which they also, if you look back, Spanish flu was mysteriously happened during a world war, I believe World War One, and that's another. I'll show you some shit here. You got to see this, and then Google false flag incidents. But it's much deeper. The people are the things that control this planet: reptilians, snakes, whatever it is. If it's people that with time machines, or someone is able to reset it. And they have to do it a different way every time. But you can look at our population. We've been reset before. We have artifacts. Well, this is a great example. There are pyramids on every continent around the world with hieroglyphs matching. So our idea of what time was and history was, everything has to be changed because of just the pyramids they found. They found a pyramid in Alaska. They found a pyramid in Antarctica. And they found a pyramid on all 6 continents have pyramids. Between 50 and 250 pyramids per continent. And we used to think that when I was a kid, I was told, and the book said, only in Egypt, bud. Only in Egypt. We can't figure out how they made the pyramids in Egypt. Oh, don't worry, bud. It was only in Egypt. There's nothing else going on. The first civilizations were over there. Now there's a fucking civilization on every continent. They can't explain the beginning. They don't know how to backdate time. But that's because they got caught lying. So historians, there's a New Zealand historian, not a historian, he's like the highest up. He will determine whether or not something is fake or not. It's called he dates stuff. He carbon dates time. And this New Zealander, when he goes to Peru or in New Zealand, there's these ancient artifacts. He fucking lies and totally fucks it up. There's a cover up. Historians are killed. Researchers in Antarctica are killed all of a sudden, never seen again. It's just fucking, this happened. Go look it up. Go Google this shit right now before they try and start scrubbing it. They actually can't scrub anything. I've noticed that what's there is there to stay now. Um, when something is scrubbed, it's there for a day or two and then gone forever. So, and that's fucked. But I've also seen scrubbing happen because I mentioned it. So they don't even know. I actually aid the watchers in reaching out to the highest watchers, this fuck at the top that governs advertising, marketing, and branding. And they have a team of 3,000 that work for Amazon, and they collect data on every one of us around the world that uses Amazon. Did you guys know this? That there are Secret Service agents that work for Amazon, NSA, whatever it is, and they collect your data. It's crazy. So the news reported on this about 18 months ago, only once. The news channels in Winnipeg reported on it only once. And I Googled it and I couldn't believe my eyes. You know, there was talk about this online, and I know that I speak with these people, a specialist, and I was like, "Bud, you sound like a fat donut eating balding bitch." I'm like, and I'm like, yeah. So I just fucking put him on record, trolled this fuck for like 30 minutes. You know, I was just letting him have an earful of what I knew that he was, right? Sure enough, nothing ever happened. You know, he pissed me off. He was like threatening me. He was saying how he could get the police on me. I was like, what the fuck is going on? He knew information about my Amazon account that only Amazon knows. So I called Amazon and I told them that, and they're like, yeah, I can see there's something here. And then I called back again and they're like, yeah, I can see the call, but everything is erased. And I'm like, holy fuck. I'm like, make a note of that, make a note, and explain that you told me that it's erased too. And then I call back again and they gave me $500 in free shit just so I would and they didn't say shut up about it. They just gave me $500 in free shit about the original thing that I was calling about. And they're like, fuck, well, we don't have to fucking do nothing. We're like, we see you've been returning stuff. I'm like, fuck you. Half the shit's broken, half the shit's cheap, or it's not even worth half as much as you're charging. So I'm returning it. If I got a good product, I'm like, hey, this thing is good. Everything, like every press I bought, I have to get a new pump for every press that I bought. They all broke on me. Every press, the seals were leaking, everything. I was like, holy fuck. You know, you have to spend like 10 grand, and the pumps are gonna go, but not in 3 days or 6 weeks. They should go in like a year, 6 months. It's crazy. And I don't do an excessive amount of pressing. I press for like 5 days, like 3 times a day for 10 minutes, like talking as I press a bag. So, Gromies, homies, in that house, smash a like, share the video, eh? I'm trying to get a bunch of people to, really respect the chat and understand most people ain't bosses. Most people ain't even close to a boss. And you have to do what I'm doing. You have to be outspoken. Go make a channel. Go let people make fun of you for 2.5 years and still be here. And nobody made fun. Like a few people did. Let's say 18 people out of 75,000 fucking people that watched me the first year, right? 420,000 views in my first year, and I think I had like 1.3 or 1.2 was my average view, so probably way more than that. Then like over 200. Oh yeah, it's over 226,000 people watched me with their own eyes the first year, right? And then, so of that, maybe let's say 100 people, dissed me. It doesn't. I don't even care. I'm just saying, like, it does take a toll on you. I don't like people doing it once, right? Let alone fucking 100 different people 3 times, right? On 3 different days or whatever, right? Fuck that. Not all at once though. It's like 140 weeks worth of live streaming. So you're looking at like maybe every 10 days there's a troll, right? For a video or 2, right? Because they got no life. They're sitting there for a good fucking 3-4 hours, just porkers, can't do nothing but watch your stream and gawk at you, right? Huge fat fucks. I notice a lot of people with low self-esteem being the ones, and I want to know how I found this out. I pretended to be their friend, so I'd made a channel, created, I would get hot chicks to video chat them on under the fake channel, and then I would only once show a teddy do weird shit. And you think this is a game? This is real deal. This is espionage at the highest level. You guys fucked with me. I turned table on you and fucking wanted to see who you were. You know, I want your fucking full name, address, and your postal code. Fuck. I didn't like that. You know? So I would ensure that the people that I was watching, you know, knew I was watching in a year from now. So what happened was they bullied me for a year. And then for 3 to 6 months I watched you, or the entire time. And then for the next year you haven't fucking come near me, because you now know, don't fuck with me. And a lot of people don't realize I don't give a fuck about money. I'd rather be broke and very informed than stupid and rich, blinded by money, stacks of money over top of my head. Fuck that. Right up to my chin, just so I can see your dumb asses fucking gawking and trolling. Just creepy, man. So when I made YouTube, I didn't realize what this was. You know, I didn't know. I only saw beauty in me uploading videos of my hash and sharing my love for hash. And then live streaming happened, and we were on the counter here showing you my buds I bought, my medical marijuana that I paid for from the government of Canada, and then the hash, some of the buds I turned into some hash, different kinds, like 16, 13 different types of hash in front of you. And back then, you go post videos on those dates and look at every loser that's on YouTube right now and go look at their hash or their bud. And the fucking weed came from the government. But still, the bud from the government of Canada is better than anything you guys can grow. Way better, from one company or two. Way better than anything YouTubers grow. Pathetic. There's 2 or 3 YouTubers that have, you know, a good green thumb. But, you know, you're like 60 years old and you like sitting there with shades on in front of a fucking live stream. I was wearing shades because I couldn't have light hit my eyes because I'd have instant headaches. I said this on a live stream. I also don't like do my hair and come on a live stream. You see, like, I'm not a loser and fake like the majority of you. I'm real with a backbone saying who killed JFK. You know? Fucking get on your live streams and get backbones, or get a life and just stay off live streams, period. Because live streams are what make you a loser. This is what people gotta understand. It showcases the level of like loser life you have. What have you accomplished? Do you know? Like, you can't grow, which is what you need to live and sustain life, is food. So you failed at being a farmer, period. That's the first thing you were supposed to do when you were born. You were supposed to learn how to sow a seed. Second thing should have been knowing what the fuck was a male and a female, and then breeding it so you could have more seeds next year to grow. It's that saying with the squirrel that I never forgot, and it's a big one for me. It's a really, really big deal. The chipmunk that doesn't save, stuff for the winter, and then winter sets in, and he's like, don't worry, shit's coming, it'll be good. I got a case of food rolling in, and then a storm hits, and the fucking tree is up to its tits in snow, and there's a fucking squirrel that fucking worked hard every day and has fucking nuts to the top of his fucking house. You know what a fucking squirrel like that does when his nuts are fucking touched, stolen, and tampered with? I'll see you all in the next one. Hashi, Cesis, we're coming for you. And I think it's a little bit soon, but I think you should know. I'm coming for you. You, right there. Stay tuned. Watch. You don't know who I am and what I uncovered. I'm gonna be rich.